Hustle like smooth jazz. You listen to All Burgundy and Go Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. I'm Wole. I'm joined with my guys, George, Glen, and Mo. What's good, fellas? And Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody, too. I'm sorry.
Happy
New
New
Year,
Year,
everybody.
fellas.
Happy New Year, listeners.
Happy New Year to everybody. And hope everybody's holiday season went well.
Yeah, hey, Paul, man. Happy New Year, Paul. Happy New
I
Year,
know,
bro.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
2025, man. We're going to make this thing rock. You know what I'm saying?
Make it rock.
Make this thing do what it do. All right, before we get anything, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that red subscribe button, like this video. Also, man, you feel real generous? You know what I'm saying? Hit us up with some super chats on YouTube. We'll definitely prioritize. If you do, we'll definitely prioritize those comments. But if you part of regulars, you already know y'all getting love regardless. So it don't even matter right there. But if you feel real generous during this time, 2025, go ahead and hit us with a super chat. We ain't gonna say no. Keep it a buck. We ain't gonna be like, nah, we ain't taking that. We ain't gonna do that. So if y'all want to do that, go for it. All right. Also, we're also being streamed on our X handle, which is Urban Sports X handle. So you can go ahead and check us out there as well. Anyway, it's time for the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. We'll talk about two commanders who made the Pro Bowl. Good,
selected.
Big up.
Pro Bowl selected.
Selected. Not like one of those honorable selected. No alternate selected. That's what I like about it. And we'll also discuss what we think their playing time should be in the last game of the season against the Dallas Cowboys. But go ahead, Mo. You can jump us in, man.
Man, speaking of the Pro Bowlers, this morning the NFL announced that the quarterbacks Jayden Daniels and wide receiver Terry McLaurin were named to the 2025 NFL Pro Bowl games. Thoughts on Terry and JD making the Pro Bowl? Glen.
Yo, I think it was well deserved, man. I think the two go together like this Batman and Robin, right? One couldn't make it without the other. Terry this year had the high. He got his over 1,000 yards. He had high touchdowns right now currently. He's sitting in the top 5 in the league as far as touchdown receivers. So you got to give both of them the nods. Jayden Daniels, what he's done as a rookie or as a quarterback in general, right? Look at his efficiency as a quarterback. Look at the yards as a quarterback. The low interceptions as a quarterback, right? And so as a rookie quarterback, right? I'm gonna just say quarterback because I don't think he's a rookie anymore anyway. So and so his numbers speak for themselves, and they're Pro Bowl worthy, right? Pro Bowl worthy numbers. So I think it's great for him and Terry McLaurin both to get it together. It shows you how they work, how hard they work, and show you how much more room they can grow as a tandem for years to come.
Go ahead, George.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Pro Bowl vote also has players and coaches and executives voting too, doesn't it?
2/3.
And I would love to see the split of that compared to the fans. But I think it tells you, Jayden Daniels as a rookie has already earned a lot of respect around the league. The league has seen what he's done, and it's the old game recognizes game situation. They have a lot of respect for him. You know, I think it was pretty clear there were 3 really good quarterbacks in the NFC, and he was the third one or the second one, depending on your view. And I think it says a lot that he's voted in and it wasn't just fans, although a lot of fans stuffed the ballot boxes for him because Jayden Daniels is also box office, and we already know Terry McLaurin has that kind of cachet with everybody around the league, and it really is. It just is such a fine capper on a season that Jayden Daniels has, and when you think about it, you know he's probably going to get like a few second team all pro votes potentially at quarterback. He's not that far away from being an all pro QB, being really one of the 2, 3, or 4 best QBs in the NFL. That's a tremendous achievement for a rookie quarterback to have a season like that.
Yeah, for me, I think it's well deserved. And shout out, man, Adam on IG. Happy New Year to you as well, Adam. Man, appreciate you for tuning in, bro. So for me, yeah, I think Jayden. We said this before, man. Jayden has had a special season, and you know the cool thing about being in the NFC, there ain't but so many elite quarterbacks in the NFC. It's not like the AFC, right? So he's all right now, and as of this season, that's how I like to state when you're talking about a young quarterback. He's one of the better quarterbacks, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. And you can make the argument, other than maybe Jared Goff, maybe that he may be the second best quarterback in the NFC. Period. So yeah, I thought him being a Pro Bowler was a slam dunk in the NFC. In terms of Terry McLaurin, shout out to Terry McLaurin. He's having a phenomenal season, a great season. You know, I had somebody on Facebook saying like, yeah, I don't think Terry's really a Pro Bowler. I was like, the limited targets that he has compared to these other receivers. And somebody was saying games. Well, as a receiver, it's all about targets for real. Like, it's the opportunity to make the play. If you're not getting, I don't care how many games you play, if you're not getting targeted in those games, it doesn't matter. The amount of targets, the few targets he has to put up those numbers, even with the receptions, I think he averages like 14 yards per catch. The touchdowns, it just lets you know to me this is a season that this is his best season. This is a Pro Bowl caliber season. It's a big play season for a wide receiver. He's done so much. So for me, other than like, I think the bigger accomplishment, and I'm giving Jayden all his flowers. It was a great season for Jayden, but for Terry to have this kind of season, knowing with that the amount of good wide receiver play you have along the NFL, for him to have this season to make the Pro Bowl, to be selected, like Mo said, not being there because of an injury, but being selected as a Pro Bowler, it's a big accomplishment for Terry McLaurin. I'm proud. I'm happy for the dude. But we all know, like, for real, like, Jayden in the NFC is, like I said, arguably, you could say he's the second best quarterback in the NFC. What about yourself, Mo?
Man, I've been waiting all year to give my real opinion about this quarterback. And last week was the culmination for me. I don't even need to see week 17. I think Jayden Daniels is more than deserving of a Pro Bowl nod. As George was saying, like, I think he'll get like a handful of MVP votes or something like that because of the impact of bringing a team from the second pick in the draft to now possibly a 6th seed in the playoffs, right? So I think that's not to be taken lightly. This kid he's passed almost every test. The only test we can say that he hasn't passed is probably like the superior teams, right? Like the Baltimore Ravens. Like, he didn't beat them, but he even fought valiantly in that game, right? And like, it wasn't because of him that they lost, right? So as I watched them over the course of the year, I've been waiting because, I think when you're in a quarterback deprived or quarterback starved market, any sign of thing, everybody blows up, right? But in watching the totality of it, the kid has the game in terms of the ability, right? He has the moxie clearly because he's poised under pressure beyond measure, right? So those 50-some-odd starts in college clearly served him well, right? The accuracy is there. The arm strength, like the throwing prowess is there. Then you factor in the legs having the most rookie rushing yards of all time, right? And the comeback victories. The Hail Mary not just being a one standalone event, right? Like, this kid we got to, like you said, we got to talk about it in the sense of this season and just not as a rookie, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
He is playing top 6 or 7 football at the position in the entire league, however you want to look at it. So the Pro Bowl nod was more than deserving. I corrected you early on selected because a lot of people are so used to people getting in because somebody doesn't want to play. I wanted it to be known that it was earned, right? And it was earned from his play on the field. And this is coming from somebody that's not a Commanders fan. You have to respect the game. Terry McLaurin, I'm just happy for because it's like he's finally getting his just due, right? We've known that he's been on the precipice of being able to be one of the guys that was selected based off of his talent and what he does on the field, but he just may not have had the quarterback play to back that up in years prior. This year, he's what? I believe he's number 2 in the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, something
right?
like that.
Tied with Amon-Ra St. Brown, who people typically think is a better receiver than him, right? You talk about the targets, the lack of targets. He only has 105 targets on the season, right?
Yeah.
And he's converted 74 of those into catches.
Yeah.
Another 1,000-yard season. He's averaging 14 yards a catch, and he's somewhere around 60-some yards a game. So that's why some people feel a certain way about it. But the impact that Terry McLaurin has made on this, like what he's always done. But for this season, the big play wide receiver threat that most people didn't know that he was, because most people went with that lazy narrative, not knowing that the quarterbacks were hindering him, right? We've seen him open up the field a little bit, stretch it out a little bit. So, man, I'm just happy with both of them, man. But, like, JD5, man, chefs, like, the Commanders did nothing right. They did that right.
They did that all. They did that all the way right. With
They did that all the way right.
DH said, just wait until next year. If he plays anywhere near the level he played this year, he'll be even more known. I predict a minimum 4 primetime games next year and possibly an overseas game. I don't want an overseas game, but it could probably definitely happen.
I think DH spot on. I think that's definitely happening. They're gonna want this kid in standalone games as much as possible. As much as possible. Because he's box office. I was watching something that I recorded before this past Sunday, and that was the whole Sunday Night Football was talking about Jayden Daniels' first primetime game on NBC. They centered their whole campaign for that game with the Falcons around Jayden Daniels. They didn't talk about Penix. So yeah, I think DH. I think you're right on the mark with that.
The homie Daniel was good. Happy New Year, my man. Well deserved for Jayden and Terry making the Pro Bowl. Their chemistry started from OTAs, the training camp, and now all the hard work has paid off. Hopefully, more to come. Definitely, man. They all worked. They both had great chemistry in OTAs and training camp. Terry has nothing but positive things to say about Jayden in training camp. To be honest with you,
I mean, but
Terry,
we know Terry though, man. Consummate pro, man. Always, trying to do his best for the team. What's best for the quarterback's development, and clearly, we talked about it with Jayden early on. Like there is a gift and a curse with the way he plays, right? Sometimes he doesn't take all the shots, but that's what leads to the low amount of turnovers. Yeah. And then other times when he does take the shots, he's been connecting on a dime, like the Cincinnati bomb that won the game, and the bomb to Terry 2 games ago on the left sideline that he caught over the shoulder. So. Even
the Cowboys game.
I think Terry did much of that on his own after.
No, but he threw that. He threw that pass. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He wouldn't have thrown that pass earlier in the game. You know what I mean?
Like he threw that pass. That knowing the situation.
And then I think two of his interceptions were tipped.
Yeah. And one was a Hail Mary at the end of a game.
Yeah.
Cowboys game, I believe, right? Or
I forget
what game was it. So
I don't really. It's wild. Like I don't even get on interceptions for real, because quarterbacks, unless it costs you the game. Yeah, unless it costs you the game. Unless you're horrible at, like, you are interception quarterback. Like when you gotta like his interception to touchdown ratio is so insane where I don't even nitpick on his interceptions.
I'm about to say 2.5 to 1 right
Yeah, like I don't even get into, like, to me, like, even when because we got to keep it a big, like, you're a quarterback, you're gonna throw a pick. Like you're gonna throw a pick. Like you're gonna throw a pick that you don't like against the Falcons when the dude drive back in zone. He threw a pick, like and they were about to score. Like Washington was about to score. I'm not gonna. That happens. Like he's a young dude, and it happens to the best of them. So I never. When you're not known for throwing picks, I don't get on you for that. Like it's not my type of thing, because we all know, like, no quarterback's going through the season, tipped or whatever, going through a season with 0 interceptions. That's not a thing. Todd said, "This kid's a star. The Washington Wizards putting that kid front row as much as possible. They are getting the loudest cheers during the Wizards games. Kid is a star. Yeah, the Washington Wizards. Yes, definitely trying.
Hey, that's the only way the Wizards get some cheers by putting.
I know they trying to use my dude. They ain't slick. Great. What you gonna say, Mo? You gonna say something? Go ahead. Bro.
No, man. Like, I mean, deservingly so, man. Like, put the kid on display, man. Let like, it's a new face of the city. It's a new face of the city, man. And like, he plays the most predominant sport in the city.
Yes.
Right. He plays the most predominant sport in the city. He has the biggest fan base in the city, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? And like, I don't see it the way he's playing. Give him all the praise.
Yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Remember when the NFL was worried about all those old quarterbacks requiring who was gonna step up and be the next faces of the league? They have plenty of them now, and Jayden Daniels is one of them.
Yeah, Gearsell1 said, I just watched the episode. DQ was hired, and one of you stated you didn't want to draft JD5. What is the opinion now? That was me too. I think that was me too. I'm fair.
Hey, listen,
that was
guys.
Me too. My opinion's still awesome. Like,
I'm a big Drake May guy.
Me too. Yeah, and they're all. And this is the thing I try to tell folks. This is the thing.
Drake May as well.
Yeah, this is the thing I want to tell folks. I feel like folks be trying to, like, because you. Like, one, like, you can't change your mind. You can change your mind. Like, once you see it, you can change your mind. Secondly, because you like one dude, don't mean the other dudes are bad. Like I think
And
people
up
go
to
on
that
this
point,
notion.
it's based off the information we know up to that
Yeah,
point.
and to be real with you, this too, like just because, like this is how I stated, because I think people are getting like this society is wild nowadays. Because like Jayden is having a special year. Jayden is special, right? But just because Jayden is special doesn't make, and this is like I want to like really correct this for folks. Doesn't mean the other quarterbacks are bad.
And like I explained to somebody the other day, right?
Yeah.
Like they all have a trajectory that's different. Like,
Yes.
Now that I watch them play, like you can say that a lazy narrative would say that Jaden's from the Lamar school of quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I think Drake May is from the Joe Burrow school of quarterback.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me Joe Burrow, if he turns to be somewhat near that Joe Burrow isn't a quality player, right?
Exactly.
Just because he didn't do it in year one,
Yeah.
right? I think Caleb is a Mahomes defect, right?
Yeah.
Like given the proper surroundings
Coaching,
and things
yes.
like that. It's going to take time. It takes a different amount of time for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Washington has the perfect marriage out of the
For
top
them,
three
I
quarterbacks,
totally agree.
right?
Yeah.
And like, look at Bo Nix. Even Bo Nix, right outside the top 10.
Bruh.
He found the perfect marriage with Sean Payton calling the plays for him and the way they like to play football.
Yeah.
Like Bo Nix is having a great year by normal standards if JD wasn't as excellent and exceptional as he's been. So all of these guys, we got to give them the 3-year window. Not to put any bad juju or anything, but things can turn the course quickly.
Yeah.
And not to say that anything bad needs to happen to JD for the
doesn't have
hierarchy
to
change.
It
Somebody
doesn't.
can elevate their game to a point where it's like, okay, they have a magical season.
Yeah.
And JD just has a normal good season.
Yeah.
Right? And then what is your argument at that point, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather wait till later down the road to make that determination. But as of today,
yeah, he's him.
Jayden's the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's it. That's all, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. I just want folks like when they try to, because I think we get into situations like when we do these debates and stuff that because you like one dude sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I hear Giselle said, just not throwing shade, just wanted to know get your thoughts. I just wanted to drink, friendly yoga, pants toes. No, because yourself, no, this is actually, truth be told, this wasn't generated towards you. It's something I saw on X. Like yours is perfectly fine. Like I'm with you, bro. I get where you're coming from. I just saw something recently because somebody was like, they hit me back up, and I was like, that don't mean that one dude's worse than the other. Like all these dudes, and truth be told, I was wrong about Bo Nix. I'm quick to say it. Like I thought Bo Nix would be trash, but Bo Nix has been really good. So I'll tell folks off the rip, like what Jayden is doing is special. But for like, you gotta look, like if you watch football for years, you know what those other dudes are doing as rookies. The stats they're putting up is crazy for a rookie. Like Jayden's just on a whole different level. Like, look, I dare folks to look at like the stats these dudes are putting up. Like, for instance, Drake. We can make the argument that Drake May got the worst team to play for.
He got the worst scenario.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And you see it. Like, you see his progression. You could say, like, Bo Nix stats are crazy, obviously, to a point where people try to have some funny narrative, which is wild. But Bo Nix has great numbers. Caleb Williams is 19 touchdowns, 6 picks, over 3,000 yards. Typically, you'll be like, that's the good rookie year, right? You know what I'm saying? So all these dudes are having really good years. You see Michael Penix, people are like, oh, he's going to be good. Like, these dudes are all fine. Like, but they're not at this point in time, they're not Jayden. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but a lot of it goes with teams too, right? We see, and I want to put it this way: we see Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
In Minnesota. Look where he was at before, right? This dude was washed up. People like Sam Darnold can't play in this league. Get rid of him. And he was a bust. And look at the numbers he put up now with the supporting cast that he has. Yeah. The reads that he's making now. When the coach that he has, right?
It's a perfect marriage.
It's a perfect marriage. A lot of this stuff has to do with perfect marriages. A lot of it has to do with teams that are around you, your supporting cast, and what you're playing with.
And the beauty,
you go to my man up in New England. Like, who does New England have, right?
Yeah.
So what narrative is coming out of New England is they're terrible, but the quarterback is the guy. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of different people. New England's awful, but the quarterback is the guy. That's kind of something to be that good on a team that has as little talent as they have across the board.
I agree with this one. It does. It has. That's my point. Like this. of over the last it's definitely it's definitely for me like watching I wasn't obviously watching what's that what's the Dan Marino class? That class is pretty dope. But I really didn't
I think.
Yeah, that class is pretty dope. Yeah, that class is pretty. Jim Kelly, I think Jim Kelly was in that class too. That class was dope.
Ryan, lots of
they had some guys. But this one, as in terms of totality, I could you know what, Steve? It could be it's the best that of recency. It's definitely the best of recency. I'll say that much right now. And it's something Mo said. As of now, it looks that way. As of now, I'll say this much though. I will say this in terms of rookie seasons, it has been the best though for me. In terms of 83, yeah. That 83, that's 83 class.
For those who are younger than us and who don't know, the 83 class had John Elway, Tom Blackledge, Jim Kelly, Tony Essen, Ken O'Brien, Dan Marino in that class.
O'Brien was all right too back there. He was asleep, but folks don't know. O'Brien was like that too.
And some guy named Darrell Reed was drafted by the Washington team in the first round that year too.
That class had 3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
The 2004 class is going to be up there with Ben Roethlisberger, Eli, and
that was a good one. That's
another good one.
But this is
I think that in about 10, 12 years, Lamar's class is going to be exceptional because Baker Mayfield has stepped up his game. Now Sam Darnold's getting into the fold. Because we already know about Josh Allen and Lamar.
Yeah.
You know, so it's this one is going to be up there because a lot of the guys are getting an early head start, right? A lot of them are getting these, and they have situations that can help them.
Yeah, it's all about, and also it's about being in the right situation too. And a lot of, again, other than Drake May, a lot of these guys are in great situations. I'll be honest, I think Drake May situation.
They got something here. They got something, right? Drake May is the only one where it looks like the cover.
He got nothing, for real, nothing. No O-line, no real weapons, and yeah. So
I think we all walked away pretty impressed with Michael Penix. I know he missed some throws, but I like his poise, and I think a lot of Falcons fans are asking themselves, maybe we should have gone with Michael Penix a month earlier.
I ain't sold on all that though.
Yeah, we'll see more.
I ain't sold on all that. He missed a lot of throws versus the Commanders, man.
I know he did,
and especially the way that he that's his throw. The deep ball, the deep shot is his throw. If you off on those, then that's your gimmies. The windup looked slow at times. I think the ball took a long time to get there sometimes, but then he threw that dot. He threw that dot at the end of the game, so it kind of changed the perception about it. At one point, he was throwing 50% in that game.
Yeah, I think there's potential. Cause I look at rookies. I look at rookies different than I look at vets. And I know we're going on topic, but it's cool. It's cool. We can shoot the breeze. But to me, when you're a rookie, right? And you're gonna miss throws. You're gonna get nervous. You know what I'm saying? That's a prime time game. You're on the road. You never seen it before. So, but to have 200 yards passing, I see
potential. Down to overtime.
Yeah, I feel like we everybody. We grade rookies differently than we used to nowadays. It's they gotta be CJ Stroud, or they gotta be. No, they don't. They typically are at a certain level. I was he missed throws. I even said he missed throws. But at the end of the day, for a rookie, I'm to keep your have your composure down the stretch to make that throw to Kyle Pitts. That shows something.
Right. He missed throws, but when he needed to lead his team down there and get the score for the end of the game, he did what he needed to do.
He showed some moxie, right? And I think that's the part that most people were left feeling ooh, we kind of wanted to see him with the ball one last time, but you didn't want. But
nobody wanted Atlanta to get the ball first. Are we honest?
Yeah, let's keep it moving though, y'all. Let's keep it moving.
Man, so let's take it back to the topic, right?
Yeah.
Or you want to go?
No. You take it to the topic. Take it back to the topic.
Let's take it back to the topic. We was talking about the Commanders in the Pro Bowl. We talked about the 2 that were selected. All right, keyword selected. So now, in our opinions, our humble opinions, was anybody on the Commanders snubbed? And I think there's a lot of candidates. Here. So I'd like to hear somebody mention a different name. Everybody mention a different name.
No,
I'll go. You want to go first? Glen, go. Me. I don't think anybody got snubbed.
I do.
That's okay. I know I love Louisville. That's my dude, but I'm not gonna think. I don't think I got snubbed.
Based off the other linebackers, Louisville didn't get snubbed.
Yeah. And I like Louisville a lot. That's my try.
I like Louisville. I don't think Louisville got snubbed neither, right? I don't think he got snubbed at all. Because when you look at the other linebackers that's there over Louisville, you be like, nah, he ain't get snubbed, right? You got the inside line. You got Fred Warner for 49ers.
Yeah, you're doing a little more. They do
All
more.
right, and you got Zach Bond for the Philadelphia Eagles. Where did they go wrong?
Yeah, even Paul said nobody got snubbed for real.
Yeah, nobody got
Steve,
snubbed.
Louvu. I mean, everybody gonna say Louvu. I think Bobby Wagner had a good year, but I'm not even that. I don't think Bobby. Mo, who you think? You said you have an idea. Who you think got snubbed?
Man, listen, man. First person off top is Louvu. AKA Hell on Wheels. Come on. Like, come on, guys. Don't do that.
I don't think you guys.
Don't do that, man. Louvu's been the defensive MVP of this team from day one to day done.
Yeah.
This team would look completely different if Louvu wasn't on this team.
I don't argue that.
Hold on. That's the key point, Mo. You said this team. We talking about the NFL.
I'm about to get to that. Get to that.
Go ahead, cook, boy. Go cook. Go cook, boy. Go cook.
I think that playing for the Commanders is the only downfall he had in getting to this Pro Bowl. I think he puts these numbers up elsewhere. He goes. He goes. I think he goes, man. Like, he's been an impact player since day one. He has a stat in every category, right? Sacks, fumbles recovered, interceptions. He has a touchdown.
He has one interception. Yeah.
Hey, man, hell on wheels is what I call him.
I'm in complete and solidarity agreement with Mo, but just to say somebody different, I'm going to say this guy because he's been overlooked for far too long, and someday I'm hoping the NFL will recognize it. Tress Way gets overlooked almost every year. Tress Way is one of the best punters in terms of down teams.
I know that's the reason why he ain't punt that much, though, buddy.
No, he didn't punt that much this year,
George.
He's still one of the best in terms of down people inside the 20.
He is, though.
He's up there in net almost every year, and it kills me that all these years we've had struggled to get Pro Bowlers or all pros, and Tress Way has been one of the best punters in the league. He never gets the credit, and of course we finally had a good team, and nobody notices because he doesn't punt that much this year. He had 2 games where he barely got. I think the only time he got on the field was to hold. But seriously, Tress Way gets overlooked every year. So even though Mo is 100% right about Louvu being the biggest snub, Tress Way is what I'm going to say because I want to have a different name, and I'm hoping that one day he's going to get his flowers from the NFL.
I don't know, man. Fred Warner having a vicious year. Somebody say he ain't by name. Fred Warner having a year.
Listen, Fred Warner can have it. He's a middle linebacker.
Yeah, he having a year, bro. I'm sorry. He's still having a year. He got like 2 picks, 120 some odd tackles. Nah, man. Nah, and he could cover too. Nah, man. Fred Warner, one of them.
They got 2 Minnesota Vikings. As outside linebackers. Greenland and Van Ginkel.
Don't they go over and go? How many sacks they got? I know
Greenland has 11 sacks. I believe Van Ginkel has 10.
Yeah, I don't think
you can make room. Hey, Jared Verse can sit. He don't do nothing in the pass game.
Louisville got like 9. What's just
he got 8 sacks, man. He got 8 sacks. Louisville has 8 sacks.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna get. Look, man, I love Louisville. We ain't getting it. I thought he didn't get 10. You gotta get, bruh. Come on now. His job is to be the Micah Parsons on the thing. You ain't getting 10 sacks. They're not gonna give you that, bruh.
Yeah, you got 90 tackles. You got 90 tackles. He ain't the 100 mark yet.
Yeah, they're not gonna give it to you.
And then, and we honest. Can we honest? There's some games that, and there was some.
No, I say there's some games he ain't show up, bro.
There's some games he ain't show up. There's some games he ain't show up.
Friends, I'm the only person on this show that's not a Commanders fan. Jared Verse made the Pro Bowl with 5 sacks. Come on, he can go.
Who made sacks?
He can sit.
Who?
Jared Verse from the Rams.
Went on the D-line?
He made the Pro Bowl as an outside linebacker with 4.5 sacks. He can go.
He a D-lineman, right?
Defensive end.
He defensive end, right?
They didn't put him in as a defensive. They put him in as an outside back. He got 4.5 sacks. He can go.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, you can make some arguments. I just don't feel like I'm not mad. Like, it's not like outlandish to me. That's all. It's just not like
all I'm saying is the LA market did what they were supposed to do for their guy, and the Washington market not so much because Louisville should be in there.
I compare apple to apples, right? You gotta look at Louisville plays inside. He don't play outside, right? He plays all the places. He play in predominantly. He's an inside backer.
He's a will backer.
Yeah, well, he's outside backer. We run a 3-4. We don't run a 4-3. I mean, Bobby's 3-4. Inside. 3-4. We don't run a 3-4. Bobby's inside. Louisville's outside. Yeah. He is the outside dude.
Jared Verse can go. I don't care.
But
Louisville
play Micah. So Louisville, Michael Parsons' role. So Michael Parsons, you just move him around. That's what he is. Around. Yeah, he just didn't like. At the end of the day, in terms of linebackers, it ain't like he didn't get no double-digit tackles, double-digit sacks, and he didn't get like over 100 tackles, which they typically kind of go with.
Jared Verse has half the sacks that Louisville has. He has half the tackles. Well, not half the tackles. He has 20 less tackles than Louisville.
He's not a linebacker. I don't know why he would do this. He's not even a linebacker.
Jared Verse can sit. I don't care what nobody tell me. Jared Verse can sit.
He's not a linebacker though, so I don't know. He's not a linebacker to me, so I don't know. Yeah, you can't convince me that there are 4 linebackers that are better, having a better year than him on the outside. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Most of y'all will be watching just Commander games. We don't know this.
But we can go by the numbers they are.
Yeah.
Now, dude,
I ain't gonna lie. Verse be getting buckets though. I'll be watching Verse. How many? That's his numbers for real. Because he be killing.
4.5, man. 65 tackles, 4.5.
How much pressure does he get? He must get a lot of pressure because that dude's everywhere.
He's definitely disruptive.
I ain't gonna lie, because that dude. We getting mad about Louisville not making it because we know he's disruptive. Verse is very disruptive. Like I've watched him. He is like he wrecks games. But you got to be disruptive and productive. Yeah, but sometimes when you wreck games, but I ain't gonna lie to you, his impact is like y'all gonna hate. I think his impact is like I thought he was like
about impact. The Pro Bowl is good.
I thought his impact was like he a 15 sack dude or something. Because I swear, every game I watch, that dude is a wrecking ball.
Wrecking ball. That's a fact.
For real. I'm just saying, like, but yeah, I mean, stats wise, to your point, Mo, that's a stat. That's a stat. I just know when I looked at the list of like when folks were like, "Damn, Louisville should have made it," I was like, I mean, if he had maybe 11 sacks, maybe, but and I think Louisville's had a great year, and I'm not knocking Louisville, but and the Rams record, the Rams are we got a better record than the Rams, so.
The question is, though, is other people saying that they're not in Washington, right? Who don't watch Washington games? And
that's what I'm saying. That's why I agree with Paul.
I'm saying people that Washington.
Because I always go back to what Nate says, right?
I agree with you, Paul. Paul, I agree with you.
What Lake says. Lake says this: when we look at Washington's scope, hey, he's the big fish in a small pond here in Washington. When you go to the NFL scope, this is the breakout year for Louisville, right?
But this ain't a breakout. Last year was good.
Yeah, I think last year wasn't last year. Was he better last year?
This year?
Yeah, I thought so. Last year was better.
Hold on. He was on the Carolina Panthers last year.
But that's an even smaller pond, like you telling us though.
But smaller pond, but ain't nobody watching Carolina Panthers games. Right?
And he made the Pro Bowl.
He made the Pro Bowl last year?
As a reserve or something, he made a Pro Bowl.
As a reserve. Oh, he probably get one this year as a reserve, but he ain't gonna be he ain't a starter this year.
Give Louisville his credit, man.
No, I'm not saying Louisville had a bad year. I'm not saying that at all.
I know you're not saying.
What I'm saying is when you compare it to everybody else, when you compare it to the guys that play the head of his position, the Jack Bonds, when you talk about the Fred Warners, you have to say, you know what, Louisville may be number 3.
Man, Taj, talk to him, Taj.
Look, Taj. I mean, I'm just saying. I understand. I'm not saying. I know. I understand that he's not I understand why he's not a Pro Bowl. That's all I'm saying. I ain't knocking him. I ain't saying that. I just get it. Like I'm not. It's not an uproar to me. Like there's snubs. Like there are snubs, and they're just like, all right, well, it is. It happens. Like
I don't get it.
Yeah. Like I'm not angry at it. I'm not like sitting here being like, dang, Louisville ain't make it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like if Terry ain't make it, I would be pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be like, damn, Terry ain't make it out dirty. But Louisville ain't make it. I was like, all right. And the truth be told, I ain't expect this. I only expected 2 Pro Bowlers. That's just me.
I did too.
Oh, I like this one. Yeah. I thought he should have been like. He didn't make the Pro. He should have made it on teams. He's been really good on teams. Like, yeah, Jeremy Reeves is like a demon on special teams. Like he's a Pro Bowl caliber.
Did he miss a couple games too?
No, he just missed that one tackle that he was kind of upset about.
No, didn't he miss a couple games though? Reeves started.
I don't think so.
Reeves was inactive for a couple games.
Nah, Reeves made him play a lot of games this year. He played a lot. If he missed it, maybe 2, and that's not like a big deal. Like he's played a lot. He's played the majority of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, so here you go. Paul said Lou was good, but he has been Casper for a couple. Yep. I know on the low he has been.
You ain't call his name on Sunday.
He has been though.
One tackle on Sunday.
No, I know he's had a couple games where he's.
I mean, look, man, Louisville. Hey, let's go. Y'all think I'm throwing shit?
They ran away from him then.
Yeah, look. I'm like some of y'all out there throwing shade, but see these Louisville to me, but Louisville is a consistent. Like you see his impact consistent. It's not like some other dudes who got like a sack record for the team or whatever. Like they be MIA a whole bunch of times. Used to be MIA a bunch of times that everybody kind of like gasses up, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna mention no names because I want people to think that I'm throwing shade on somebody. But I'm just saying, like Louisville is more consistent than other people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I respect Louisville. He's my tribal chief. Y'all gonna make me talk bad about Louisville. He's my tribal chief. Put my ones up, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Louisville's still cool with me. But all right, let's get to some stuff that's gonna happen on Sunday. There's the elephant in the room. You know what I mean? This team has clinched the playoffs, which is a boost. It's awesome. We talked about this on the post game, which was everybody was elated. And it's a good look for this Commanders team. So. The Commanders take on the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. The Commanders have, like I mentioned, clinched the playoffs at the 6th seed. If they lose, they can be the 7th seed. So we know that McLaurin and Daniels are very vital to what this team has to do. So I'm put it out there. You know, this get the 7th seed, 6th seed, whatever. You may think it's important, but how much would you want them to play? And I'm talking about Jayden, 2 Pro Bowls, Jayden and Terry, the entire football game. I'm gonna start with you, Mo. Should they play the entire football game?
They have to secure the job. The goal is to win the game.
Okay.
Once they get the game in hand, which they should, even though the Cowboys did jump on them the first time, I do think that they need. I mean, the Rams are sitting there players, right?
Yeah.
So they need to play.
Paul's exactly right about that. They don't want it. They don't want the smoke.
I know
go
that.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
So
Go ahead, Mo.
I think it behooves them to get that 6th seed and avoid a possible matchup with Philly again. You get that 6th seed. I truly believe if the Commanders play anybody else but Philly in the first round, they have a chance to make it to the second round. I truly believe that. I think that as much as those teams may pose a threat to the Commanders, from what I've seen from Jayden Daniels, they can't do nothing with him. That kid literally does whatever he wants on the football field. He does whatever he wants on the that's what I got away from the Falcons game. That last drive legitimately was like, put the team on my back. Don't worry about it. I got it. I got it. All the way down the field, through the touchdown throw. The placement on that throw. That kid is fantastic, man. Like, so I think it behooves them to play him early, try to get the game try to get the game wrapped up. If they can get the game wrapped up, they can sit out the rest of the game. But they should try to get that 6th seed. They should do whatever it takes to get that 6th seed.
What about go ahead, Glenn?
Yo, play them. You won 6th seed, right? Yo, you play the game to win the game, right? Yeah. Ain't no sitting anybody. You know, if your guy's injured, Lattimore, sit him, right? Biotish, whatever his ankle injury is, sit him, right? I forgot what other lineman went out last week. Sit him, right? So those guys you need. But when you talk about, because you want the 6th seed, this team has an opportunity to win 12 football games, right? To be 12-5, to have the number 6 seed. You don't want 7, you want 6, right? On a bad Dallas team. Yeah, Mo, I agree. They should jump on this team early, right? You jump on this team early and halftime is 28-0, 28, something like that. Then you can start sitting players, right? But you need B-Rob to start running. You need your running game to go, right? Yeah. So at this point, you need some of these guys to get touches. Shoot,
Chris Rodriguez.
You need Jonathan Allen to play as many snaps as possible, right? To get back in the flow of football, to get back out of flow, get out of shape, to get back into the flow of football game. So guess what? You need your defense to be able to stop a run. So guess what? I'm calling my stuff. I'm not being, I think the Rams, they're being vanilla. They don't want to show, or the Bills, somebody being vanilla. Bump that crap. Everybody got tape on everybody anyway. So they're playing a football game. Have your players play, right? I mean, we see what happened in college football. And I'm not saying it's college football. The teams that had buys in the college football playoffs all lost, right? Because they didn't play them. Play your football players, right? You got Kansas City who's going to be off about almost a month, 3 weeks, because they're not playing their players.
24 days.
Right. It's crazy, ridiculous. Right? It's ridiculous. But play. If you watch the Commanders, you Dan Quinn, you play your players. That I know this ain't the topic we're gonna get on, but God dog, Nick Sirianni said they're not playing Saquon Barkley. He's 101 yards away from the record, and you're not
breaking
playing
that record. Crazy out his mind. Breaking that record. First half.
Crazy, right? Break the first record and sit down. But that's a whole different story. If you're Washington, you play your players.
George,
you play your players.
That's 16. Because it isn't just the fact that the Rams almost would rather play Detroit or Minnesota at home than play Washington. That's clear by the fact that they're seeing Stafford and everybody else. They're saying to themselves, man, even though we're might be playing a 13 or 14 win team at home, we just assume do that and play Jayden Daniels. What a statement that is. That's number one. I want Green Bay to play Philadelphia because I think Green Bay can beat Philadelphia. So let's put Green Bay in that game up there and maybe let them get Nick Sirianni fired. And we can hopefully go to Tampa, because I think that's what's going to happen, and have 20 to 25,000 fans in burgundy and gold in that stadium. And maybe we'll just go down there and get revenge for week 1 and win. So we're going for 6, and we better be going for 6. And like everybody else said, you get this game. If you get this game put away and you're up big, then you can start putting people on the bench, put the hat on, everybody kick back, relax, have smiles on their faces. I want 6 because, again, the dream scenario that I've got cooking it up in here involves us getting the 6th seed and involves Green Bay doing a lot of dirty work for us out of the 7.
Just do what's best for your team, man. That's all I get it. Do what's best for your team. I don't really look at any which way it is. Like, I would personally, I don't really care about 6-7. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't fear the Eagles. I don't fear anybody. Only team I fear, I'm gonna lie to you. There's only one team I fear. That's Detroit. There's only one team I fear.
But I think Detroit has to fear Jayden too. I don't.
They
think
do.
Detroit,
I know. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. No, Mo, that's fair.
That.
No, that's fair. But I don't fear the Eagles are a division team, so I don't fear them. I'm not avoiding anybody. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not playing to avoid. Like, because I feel like 6-7 and the way the NFL works anyway, you're gonna have to try. Like, when you're a lower seed, you're not like you're playing to get a home field advantage type of game. You play the higher seed. So if you upset somebody, you're gonna play the higher seed. You're not avoiding anybody. Truth be told, you know what I'm saying. But truth be told, if George's point, if Green Bay upsets the Eagles, right, they'll play Detroit or they'll play Minnesota, whoever, right. But Washington, you're still gonna play somebody eventually. Like, you're gonna play somebody. The avoidance is not a thing to me. In the way the NFL, if it was I ain't gonna lie, if it was the NBA, then yes, you can navigate. Like, I'd rather be the 7th seed because my route will be a little easier. Like, my whole route will be easier.
I mean, this route will be easier from the seed. If you get Tampa,
but at this point, you can't guarantee Detroit gonna be the number 1 seed because Minnesota.
No, I'm just saying. Like, my point is, I don't care. Like, I'm not avoiding anybody. That's my point. My point is, I'm not avoiding anybody.
But that's why if you Washington, you win the game.
Well, no. So you win the game. You win it. Like, you do what's best for your health. That's how I look at it. You do what's best for your health. Because this is my thing. Like, I would play Jayden a half. I'm gonna be real with you. I would play Jayden a half. I wouldn't have to go to keep him going good. Like, I could play him a half. I don't need to see Jayden the whole game. To be real with you, I could play him a half, and I'll be okay with that. Because that's the prize. That's to Mo's point. Yeah. That's the prize. That's the one everybody's scared of. So, but if Jayden something happens, he has a hamstring or rib injury in playing whatever. That your advantage is gone. But your advantage is gone. Like, nobody else to me warrant. Like, I'm not scared in a situation where, like, to me, the only, like, the player that's the most feared player I have to lose is Jayden. I don't care about anybody else. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, if you tell me so and so got to play, I'd be like, I don't want to play, but it's okay, he'll play. But Jayden is a player that I don't need to play the whole game. Period.
So in your theory, why play him at all?
I don't need to play him either. To be real with you. If you want me to keep it a bean, I don't need to play him either.
Keep it a bean if you want to protect him.
I don't need to play Jayden. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't need to play. Look. I don't like Marcus Mariota, but he's won a game. He's beat the whole Carolina. The Dallas ain't playing CD Lamb. All right, bro. I don't even care what Dallas doing. They're not playing CD Lamb. Like, you can't even feel comfortable beating. All right, whatever. I'm just saying, like, to me, there's no desire. Or, like, I'm not like they gotta play whoever. Like, I understand. Like, Mo, who you just mentioned is sitting everybody. You said who's sitting everybody?
The Rams.
No. You said
the Rams are sitting Matt Stafford.
The Chiefs, right?
The Chiefs are sitting everybody.
How many Super Bowls the Chiefs won? How many Super Bowls the Chiefs won?
3.
They're going for 3.
They're going for 3, right?
They're going for 3 in a row.
So Super Bowl team is the rest of the year. I'm cool with that. So look, I'll follow that route.
But you got to be that team, though.
Look, I don't even care, bro. I'll follow that route. I want my best opportunity. Look, hey Mo, what matters? This game or the postseason?
Hey, the dance.
That's what matters. I only put all like if this is to get the number 1 seed, to get home field advantage, I'm with it. Because I know you gotta come through Northwest. I'm with that. Where's your advantage? What is your other than avoiding teams?
Not avoiding teams. You want to get the highest seeds possible, right?
But when you're a low seed,
I play a season, right?
Yeah.
I play a season to do the best I possibly can.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not playing. I do the best I possibly can. If that means playing my guy, right, the best I possibly can, I'm telling my guys, yo, we come. The motto has always been brotherhood and let's play the game, right? You got to fight a competitor. Don't change it. Don't change it on the last game of the year. Play the game.
Thank God. I'm saying, hey, Betty, I'm just saying, like, what would you if he goes down?
He almost went down last game.
No, and everybody got shook, right? So if he goes, say that situation. Okay, that's a good point. Say that situation happens again.
And it's
do you put him back in the game?
Do
you put him, or I'll even like not even wish any bad juju. Say it happens in the game. That play happens. Something like that happens. It could be okay. Do you put him back in the game?
If we're not winning, yeah. Don't play. Shake that bad boy off. Let's go.
See, I only care about the playoffs. I don't care about this regular season, this Cowboys game. This is not that important to me. Just not. It's not that important because the seeding, the 6-7. You're talking about the higher seed. The higher seed in the NFL is not the same as something else. Like no, because you're saying what does the seed do? Like what's the chance? Like you try to get a home field advantage game?
No.
What you're trying to do?
What?
You don't want to automatically slot it into playing the 1 seed in round 2.
Huh?
If you're the 6, you can possibly avoid the 1 seed in round 2 if the 7 wins. If you're the 7,
so all right, so
seed no matter what.
So you're saying you're avoiding then? It's about avoiding. Okay, so you're worried about avoiding. I'm not worried about avoiding. That's my point. Because you're a low seed, I'm not worried about avoiding.
You can also make your rival have a tougher game too.
What's the tougher? So you assume that's a tougher game. You assume it. Are us playing the Eagles? Is that tougher than Green Bay playing the Eagles?
I mean,
what's the like? That's what I'm saying. What's the tough? Like you're saying, tougher game. What's the tougher? All right, maybe this. Let me put it this way. So I just have more freaking confidence in my team than everybody else. Let me put it that way. Let me put it that way for you. In the postseason, I have more confidence than everybody else. I'm not worried about whatever. I want my best unit in the postseason. That's what I'm concerned about. I have way more confidence about my unit healthy against your team in the postseason. That's where I'm at.
If that's the case, you set them this. You don't even let them start. That's the case, Marcus Mariota.
What did I just say earlier? I'm with that. I am just confident to say my squad healthy can beat your squad in the postseason because I got JD5 and I'm good with that.
No,
that's where I'm at.
Because you can't treat him like he's a bubble. He takes a hit here, take a hit there.
No, I'm just saying. Then we should be mad that Patrick Mahomes ain't playing his in the playoff game. Why? I mean, this regular season game. Why? I know, like he could be rusty. He could be rusty.
But it goes to your point. They got the number 1 seed locked up. Why?
Look. He could be rusty. That's a lot of time he's missing. He may want to get knocked off rust.
If it was me, I would play Patrick Mahomes a couple series.
All right, see what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, like here.
I'll play everybody a couple series.
Minnesota, these are the biggest problems in the NFC this year. I mean, I'm just saying, like I ain't concerned.
I think everybody should play a couple series. You treat this game like you would treat a preseason game.
I mean, you can do that. Man, I know they're gonna probably for everybody. I'm just telling you, like where my mentality is. Mm-hmm. I don't think like 7-6 is that serious to me because you still got there's 3 good teams in the NFC. To be real, there are 3 good teams in the NFC, like that have played high level football. Over the Commanders. You said Detroit, Minnesota, right? Detroit, Minnesota, and Philly. All right, you're going to play somebody, bro.
You are, but you can avoid all 3 of them in round 1. That's not a terrible thing.
You're going to play like you can beat them or you can knock them out. And then you can continue to knock folks out.
Trying to get the easy.
I know what I'm saying. Like It's not.
The chance to get another Eagles coach fired is a very appetizing thing.
I'm going with the Ric Flair model.
Hey,
So this
I agree. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
to beat the man, you got to beat the man.
Thank you. Going to the playoffs. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Betty. Thank you. That's all I look. Yes, that's all I'm saying. Like if I'm getting now, if you telling me it's a chance to really legitimately host a home game, I'm with that. But to all right, if the Packers get to the NFC Championship game and Washington gets there, then they're hosting a postseason game. All right, that's a lot to happen. That's a lot to happen. That's a lot for it to happen.
I think people sleeping on the Packers, but that's another conversation.
No, I like the Packers. I
think the Packers about to do.
No, I like Jordan Love. I like the Packers too. Don't get twisted. I like the Packers, but Jordan Love does a lot of dumb stuff too.
Oh, he does some foolish stuff.
For playing football, he does a lot of dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Paul said, again, this team has earned the right. It hasn't earned the right. I mean, I feel you, Paul. You feel that? That's cool. I agree with you, Paul. I feel you. I'm just saying, like, if you telling me what I'm going to value,
keep the momentum going.
I value the playoffs more than the Dallas Cowboys game. The Dallas Cowboys game is the most irrelevant game to me right now. It's irrelevant to me because there's no real come up other than all right, we stay at the 6th seed. There's no real come up. Like if you gambling, you'd be like, all right, man, my come up is like that's basically if you were at the table shooting dice. That's like, all right, man, I'm getting like about $5 out of this. That's cool. That's what's up. There ain't no real come up. Just saying.
That's I agree, Paul. This game is more about us than Dallas.
Yeah, and real talk. I mean, and it is all beef for not for real. Truth be told, if you don't blow up the Cowboys, if you play Jayden a half, that's a problem.
I mean, it's frustrating that if we just
Jayden has to play the whole game against the Cowboys, that's a problem.
Chance of the division championship.
Say that again, George. My bad.
I was gonna say it's frustrating that if we won the first Dallas game, we'd still have a shot at a division championship.
True.
Going into this week,
I wouldn't mind resting Jayden because I think exactly. I think Mariota should be if well, you know what?
Battle of the backups.
Yeah. Why you going against who? Who are they going against? Right, Cooper Rush, right? Why not? I'm with y'all about Jonathan Allen because he needs to work. I'm with that. He needs to work.
Round himself up into some shape.
With 5, I fear no team, period. Thank you. I agree with you, Betty. I fear no team. Like Mo just said it too. Oh, now Trey Lance playing? Yo, we barely young. And y'all really though? And we want me to man, what? You want me to waste? Man, Trey Lance playing. I don't really need to play Jaylen up. Man, what we doing here, man?
Let me make sure that's accurate information.
Yo, if he playing, bro, why am I, man?
That's hilarious if that's what happens.
And we talking about trying to really force feeding Jayden out there. Trey Lance playing.
Cavani Turpin. Don't kick the ball to Cavani Turpin again.
We don't got no records to try to break. It ain't like Saquon situation. We ain't trying to break no record. Man. Mariota can play. If Trey Lance is playing, Mariota can play. I'm sorry.
Mike McCarthy hasn't named the quarterback yet.
Okay. He hasn't named it either.
He hasn't named the quarterback yet.
Okay. Let me say this.
The owner said something.
Okay. Let me say this.
Put it like this.
Yeah, he can't. Look, man, I rooted for Trey Lance, bro. Like, I wanted him to be with
Don't
him.
sleep on Trey. Rory, stop that mess, man.
I rooted for this kid, but, man, nah, Rory. Nah.
Rory, relax, man. Come on, Rory.
Man. Nah.
We're not doing that, Rory. We're not doing that today.
Nah.
We're not doing that today, Rory.
He can sit. Look, man, he can sit. It's Trey. Like, all right, Paul says it's Trey. Yeah, Jayden can sit. Paul, you should know Jayden can sit.
Hey.
Jayden can sit if he's playing. Jayden can sit.
Hold up. Dan Quinn said in his press conference, and I quote, "This team is going to fight like hell to keep the 6th seed. And the only way that you keep the 6th seed is you play your guy." And this is from the head coach. So you know what that means?
No, I mean, that's the plan.
That should be the
plan. You know what that means? Jayden Fox playing.
No. Look. I didn't say that. I say what I think what I prefer. I didn't say like I'm not predicting anything. I'm not playing reporter. I'm not playing reporter. I'm giving you my opinion. I'm like, I don't think he should be playing. And especially, man, Trey Lance playing. What we doing out here? Y'all making it sound like we playing against freaking Pat Mahomes or something. Like we gotta have Jayden out here.
Hey, then what you do is you get up early and then you settle.
That's right.
Man, that's what's up, man.
And then you tell Michael Parsons, hey, force a trade over here every chance you get.
You got Michael Parsons. Is Michael Parsons playing?
Yeah.
I think he's playing. I think he's still playing.
It makes I feel even smarter. If Michael playing, I don't need to play Jayden. I'm sorry. I don't need to play Jayden. You see KOC did with Darnold, let him play, let him get Lance. Yeah, let him get Lance. Oh, yeah, KOC. What do you do with Darnold compared to?
I mean, he's saying that Kevin O'Connell did such a great job with Darnold that if he got Lance, that he'd fix Lance. He's going to try and fix.
Let him fix Lance. I mean,
Jones. That's where
they're
Daniel
different
Jones,
though, bro. Like I like, all right, I liked Trey Lance. I thought Trey Lance got a raw deal too early, but I saw him play recently in that preseason game. It's the throwing part that was. It's the throwing part for Trey, man. It's not good, bro. It's not the athleticism. It's the throwing part with Trey Lance, man. It's just I don't know, man.
Hey, to answer Santiago, Eckler's not playing this week. They just opened a 21-day window on him. He won't play this week. He won't play this week at all.
He should play
in the playoffs. Lattimore won't play this week at all. Dan Quinn mentioned that in his press conference.
Diami ain't playing either. Is Diami out too? He better be out.
I didn't hear anything about Diami, but I know for sure those two. He mentioned those two by name, Lattimore and Eckler. The Eckler 21-day window's open, but he's not playing.
Yeah, we can start Luke McCaffrey probably. That's what I'm saying. What we doing here? Y'all try man. I really want Jayden to play. I'm like, oh, y'all killing me. Preseason wasn't recently though. I mean, you think he got better? I hope, man. I don't know, bro.
You don't get better when you don't get reps, and the number 2 quarterback don't get any reps.
Rory, look, Rory, I'm with you. I'm putting it this way, Rory. I want him to. I root for that kid. I do root for him, but
Trey Lance?
Yeah, I do. It is what it is.
Cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
It is what it is, bro. I root for him, man.
Cut it out.
I root for him, man. It is what it is.
I'd rather see Daniel Jones become good before I see Trey Lance for good, man.
Oh, that's nasty work.
That's nasty work.
The nastiest for you to say that's just nasty work.
The nastiest of work.
That's nasty work.
And that's how bad that is, man.
That's just nasty.
That's how bad that is.
That's just not proper. That's just not proper.
Listen, man.
Mom, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a minute, man. What is good? Wanted to go up 34-0 rest of true starters.
Let me tell you.
Armand, I don't even go that far. I just need it to be. Look, man, Trey Lance. We just heard Trey Lance is playing. All I need goes 14-0. Like 14. Look, 7-0 for real. But 14-0. I feel good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel good.
Trey Lance, man. Trey Lance.
Look, man. I think 14.
Let me tell you how bad Trey Lance is. Trey Lance almost got Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch fired, if not for Brock Purdy emerging. That's how bad he was.
But you do know, all right. So I know we're not doing the San Fran thing, but you do know, right? For real, like he only got the one start in the monsoon, and then that was it. He didn't get a chance to really do anything. He got hurt after that. He really didn't play like that in San Fran. For real, it wasn't like he got fired. He didn't really play like that.
He got hurt in the same game that he played.
He got hurt in the monsoon game. That's what he
played so bad in the monsoon game that Justin Fields looked good. That's how bad.
He didn't look good. He the core. They all look bad. It's a monsoon game.
What I'm saying is that version of Justin Fields looked good in that monsoon game compared to Trey. That's how bad Trey Lance played that game.
Yeah, look, man, I'm gonna tell you, be real, bro. I don't judge that monsoon game. I think it's unfair because you're throwing in like a monsoon weather. I can't do that. I'm not gonna judge anybody.
Rory. You know that North Dakota State is like the Alabama of one.
They are. They killed. Y'all had every quarterback is good out of there, though, right?
They get everybody.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
But they get the guys that don't go quite D1, that don't go D. They get the best 1AA.
Carson Wentz went there too, right?
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
But the dude that plays for the Chargers, they're back up, right?
Eastern State. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah.
Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you, Betty. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Betty, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Betty, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend, man. Tell a friend.
We authentic over here. We are objective. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan, and I question them, and they accept it.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, I do. Yes.
Hey, I do want to touch on something.
Appreciate you, Betty.
I do want to touch on something. I know we probably do a whole show on it. We talked about it before we came on the air. This Cliff Kingsbury situation.
Oh yeah, talk about it. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, all right. As you know, Cliff Kingsbury said one day he wanted to be a head coach again, right? He said he was going to put in the interview for the Chicago Bears job. As a fan, right, George? I'm going to ask you as a fan, do you care if Cliff Kingsbury leaves?
I would be disappointed. Yes, but this is something about the NFL that's kind of starting to get on my nerves. Is this? Oh, we can't ever let this offensive coordinator leave because this quarterback is screwed. I watched Tampa toss Lovie Smith over the side for Dirk Cutter for that reason, and it was a mistake. It was a terrible mistake. And the same people were losing their mind down here when Dave Canales left. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Dave Canales is leaving for Carolina. Baker Mayfield's screwed. And now they're talking about Liam Cohen's going to be the next head coach somewhere because he's done that good a job. You can find good offensive coordinators out there. I don't want Cliff to leave, and I think if Cliff goes to Chicago, he's crazy. And I think anybody's crazy to hire him because Cliff has proven one thing. He's a pretty good coordinator. He hadn't proven anything as a head coach. He's had 2 chances. He hadn't done it in college. He hadn't done it in the pros. He shouldn't be a head coach again. And why do you leave Jayden Daniels when he's resurrected your career and you could maybe win a championship with him? I think he's nuts to do it. But you know what? If it happens, Anthony Lynn is on staff. There are other people out there. Jayden Daniels is going to have a lot of people wanting to coach him because they're going to see him as their ticket to a head coaching job. So I don't want Cliff to leave. I'll be a little disappointed. I am not going to lose my mind over it because offensive coordinators leave all the time and quarterbacks survive.
Go ahead, Mo.
The only caveat I have to that is you have a good formula going. You have chemistry, you have synergy. That's the reason that Jayden Daniels has been great. I think why his situation is better than everybody else's situation is that everybody came at the same time. You know what I mean? From top to bottom, everybody came at the same time.
I agree.
Right? So Cliff is definitely gonna get a second chance.
Yeah, he deserves one.
He's definitely gonna get a second chance. But you don't want to go around messing with quarterbacks, having multiple coordinators over the first couple of years. I knew that Cliff Kingsbury would not be in Washington long. I didn't see him after the first season. I thought it definitely was going to be after the second season.
Yes,
I thought people were going to want to see him do it twice. Right. And I felt like Jayden would be better served at that point because he would have 2 years under his belt. He'll be more of a student of the game and, more of other schematic things will come in. Because we do, God honest truth is that this offense is tailored to what Jayden does. He doesn't make typical rookie mistakes, but the offense is completely his. So that's why the synergy is so well. I don't want to go messing with that formula, especially now that fans have the expectation that this team is going to perform on this level on a consistent basis. Remember, what did me and Ray always talk about? Sustained success. The first way to not have sustained success is to start having people get pillaged out of this coaching staff.
Yeah.
Now, no matter how we look at that, right? That's how you end up having seasons like C.J. Stroud. Not, even though
because dude left, right? Because old boy left him, right?
I mean, not Sloan didn't leave, but
he stayed.
Pieces of their coaching staff left, and the offensive line deteriorated, right? But that synergy, that play calling synergy, that knowing what Jayden likes. Jayden having a feel, you don't want to mess with that. Yeah. You don't want to mess with that. I wouldn't say that's going to be such an easy thing.
Cliff said he has to eat because you rolled $30-40 million up on my table.
Don't.
Cliff, and this is the thing I want to add too, though. You go ahead, Glen. You want to say? I'll let you go ahead, Glen.
No, I'm just saying $30-40 million talk, man. He ain't that loyal. To be honest, he ain't that loyal.
He shouldn't be though. And he shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying. They brought a staff of former head coaches to Washington, right? Guys, and Dan Quinn said it last week or a week before in his press conference. A lot of guys got second opportunities. Dan Quinn got a second opportunity to be a head coach. Cliff Kingsbury got a second opportunity to be offensive coordinator. And the Chicago job just so happens, right? We know he talks to Caleb Williams all the time. We know, so therefore, it's the ideal place for him to go, right? You got You got a quarterback. You got some wide receivers over there. DJ Moore was over there, right? You got a decent running game over there, right? So they're coordinated away. The question is not can he call plays? Can he lead men? I don't think he lead men on this team because that's Dan Quinn's job. That's the Anthony Lynn's job, right? So can Cliff Kingsbury lead the men and develop the men because he didn't do it in Arizona?
He did develop that quarterback. He did develop that quarterback.
Yeah, but you got 10 other guys on offense.
Facts. But right now, Chicago needs Caleb to work.
Right. But listen,
that's nothing more important than that in Chicago right now. Caleb
teams take on a persona of their head coach.
Right? I'm with you.
This team took on a persona of their head coch. So with Cliff Kingsbury go to Chicago, what persona is he going to bring that team over? Because look at the division they're in, right? Three out of 4 teams make the playoffs.
But that ain't going to happen next year.
Okay.
That's an anomaly. That don't happen every year, right? So, but he needs to develop that quarterback most importantly, right? Then an identity can all that come. Because if Caleb don't work, a lot of people are getting fired.
Yeah.
If Caleb doesn't work, there's a lot of people getting fired in Chicago, Glenn. It's going to be a mass exodus out of. They're going to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Chicago is not the ideal job for one big reason.
Go ahead, George.
If you're working with that general manager, Ryan Poles,
that's the problem.
It is a bad job. If Cliff Kingsbury goes to work with that GM, look, we've heard the rumors about Ben Johnson and that Ben Johnson's going to want Ryan Poles fired. Ben Johnson's a smart guy. We may not like how he did us last year, but any coach that goes to work for Ryan Poles is hitting the unemployment line 3 years from now with no success. Ryan Poles is an awful general manager, and ain't no coach worth their salt should go there if he's going to be the one picking the players.
We got to give Ryan Poles time, though. Like, he's only had one draft.
Oh, he's had more than that. He's been GM longer than that, surely.
It's either 1 or 2 drafts. Chicago's defense the year prior, the people that they brought in, they've done some work on that defensive side. Like, they got to find some people to protect the quarterback.
Yeah, their offensive line is atrocious.
Huh?
Yeah.
The offensive line is atrocious.
Yeah, they got to find somebody to protect the quarterback. The quarterback has to improve his game and not hold on to the ball as long also.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
But, like, I don't want to say Ryan Poles is doing a horrible job so far. I just think that
go ahead. No, keep going, Glenn. Keep going, Mo.
I feel like if they figure out the offensive line, like if they can get a piece or 2 pieces on the offensive line, I think that can change things a little bit because the defense is doing what they need to do. They got some young DBs that play well. They got Edwards in the middle at the linebacker. They got Tremaine Edwards, right?
Yeah, Tremaine.
And they got the TJ something.
They don't got the other one. They don't got the other Edmonds.
They got TJ. I forget what his name is.
They got cornerbacks. They got linebackers. They got D line. They got every level.
Yeah, they got everything else. The D line is pretty decent. You know what I mean? They can use a guy in the middle, but like, I wouldn't say he's that bad of a GM yet.
All right, so this is what I would say. Like, for real. Like, I think people saying like, I think people are speaking with their hearts when it comes to Cliff choosing a bad position, this position, like choose with their hearts. At the end of the day, like I just mentioned, all these rookies aren't bad rookie quarterbacks. And if you're a play caller, you're arrogant. You believe that you can make the next person better. You're saying I'm the guy. That's what a good play caller is. They believe they're better than the next person. So when people say, "Oh, this situation is better," there's an element of Cliff Kingsbury that says, "I made Jayden look this way." There's an element of that. You may not believe it, but there's an element of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. It's like, so for folks to say like this is, yeah, you can feel that outside, but there is a level of arrogance with somebody like Cliff Kingsbury. Just like I used to say the notion of people who came out and were like, he's not going to want to be a head coach. I was like, y'all think that for real? He young. Of course he still wants to be a head coach. Yeah. Last place to tell people, of course he still wants to be a head coach. So, and for him, and and this is the thing, people have to kind of put this in play. Because he failed, he knows that this opportunity doesn't come back so easily. So
he gets to do it with somebody that he knows.
Knows exactly. And secondly, and this is the thing that's important. This is important because like I love Jayden. I hope Jayden's going to hopefully Jayden replicates the season next year. But nothing is guaranteed in life. What's guaranteed right now? He's hot on the market now. This is guaranteed. You don't know. It's just like the stock. My stock is high now. Do I want to bet on myself for next year, or do I want to take it now? Ben Johnson, it worked for Ben Johnson. It did. Ben Johnson was like, nah, I'm good. But his stock now is even higher. But the difference between Ben Johnson and Cliff is Ben Johnson never failed. Cliff failed.
Look at Slonik. Look at Slonik in Houston.
Look at Slonik now. His stock it was high. Look, it's lower now.
It's lower now.
Cliff failed like in Arizona. He failed in Arizona. Now, like, so he knows his situation. It's different. When you're successful, you don't know. So Ben Johnson was like, I'm good at this. Like, I'm good at this. And now his stock is high. Cliff failed in Arizona where he's like, yo, I don't know if I, and now he's successful again. Now back of his mind is like, I don't want that again. You know what I mean? My stock is good now.
Better, or this situation, even though they find a coach, may be better than what Arizona had at the time.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like now I gotta take advantage of it now. And the NFL, things change, they gradually change every year. Just like Mo just said, we all were talking about CJ Stroud gonna be the best quarterback for a long time to come. No one saw this.
And now the offensive line went to hell.
Yeah, no one saw this.
They won the division.
No, but no one saw, but his play, no one now Sloke's not a high price. He's not where he was at. We have folks that I know I was begging for Sloke. Like I was begging for the dude here. He's not there now. So he lost
right now.
He lost now. He lost. His stock is now he lost the chance of being a head coach.
He has to stay there now.
He has to stay.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't blame him. If he leaves. Like, I'm not gonna be the person to be like, he's just dumb. No, he's smart for real. Like, your stock is high. Like, you should go. Like, you should go for real. If your stock is this high, you should go. You go and then you choose the young quarterback via the draft or a player that you like. And don't forget when Caleb was coming out, the stuff he was saying about Caleb was on a different level. He was talking about Caleb on the highest level. So you know what he thinks of Caleb. Regardless of what you think of Caleb, he thinks Caleb a certain way. He thinks that highly of Caleb. You know what I'm saying? And I know people try to compare like Caleb to, I had this discussion with somebody offline on X, and somebody was comparing Caleb to Kyler Murray. I was like, they're two different dudes. And what I'm saying, one had baseball and football was not like a predominant love for it. Like he had two loves. It wasn't a predominant love. And we all know this in life. You got to really love.
And you can see it.
You can see it in his play. If you watch him, you can see it. If you watch him, you can see it. Caleb, all he is football. No, love him like his mannerisms, body language, whatever. But he loves football. That's different. They're different. They're not the same people. You know what I'm saying? So, but he knows Caleb. Like he knows Caleb. He's coached Caleb. He has that rapport with him. So when folks say like what side, like I wouldn't choose Chicago, he thinks differently than you. He thinks differently than you.
If you read about what Caleb is going through over there, you'll read about how the first offensive coordinator.
Oh, that was bad.
The first offensive
Seattle, dude from Seattle, Waldron, Shane Waldron.
It's about the way that he was teaching the scheme.
Yeah.
Right? So now you already have somebody that knows you, somebody that's already going to implement the things that you like. You guys already have the same verbiage. Yeah. That's an advanced course already. Like you have it's a sped up advanced course in things you already do. Right? So that's not as bad of a situation that people think. Like versus
it's a good situation, bro.
Yeah, versus
like just keep it. Like just make it even easier than this, bro. Like that. Cliff's offense is his offense. It's the offense he ran.
It's the and
he ran the offense. It's the offense he ran in college. It's the same verbiage. Everything is. Yeah, it's his.
Only played 1 year before he came to the league.
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the different. Like this is his offense. So it's
true.
That's why I don't. If he wants to go Chicago, it's a good. It's an option for him. But yeah, like, to his. It's up to him though. Like, and it's up to like what that offense, what that organization is going to bring in to make him successful. You know what I'm saying? Like Mo, like you could still have Caleb. He may like Caleb, but you need an offensive line. If this front office isn't going to bring an offensive line, they're still going to have the same problems with Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but also on the flip side, Cliff Kingsbury, if we watch it, to be fair here, he does things to kind of alleviate the pressure off the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he's different from the situation in Chicago. He's a different play caller. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is that with Cliff, like when Cliff can, but for Washington, I'm not. If he leaves, I feel like for me personally, but I heard what you said, Mo, earlier, and I totally, you're right. Another guy speaking can hinder your quarterback. But I feel like the way Washington has set it up with Anthony Lynn, Johnson,
it should be a handoff.
Yeah, I feel like they're in a better situation than they used to be. Now, if you get somebody from outside, then it's a problem. But I feel like Washington, if they lost Cliff, they still would be in a good situation because one, you got the maturity of the quarterback, who I just think that's just a mature dude, and then the two guys you have in the building that one used to be a head coach, the other one used to be an offensive coordinator. So there's a different level of mentality and different level of coaching that they're already going to be hip to. So I just feel like even with all that, they would still be okay with Cliff being gone, right, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you said, it wouldn't be a transplant coming in to like change up the chemistry of the coaching staff. So,
well, I will say this. See, this is the thing. Cliff's system, not really. He fixed it up. Like, all right, watch how Cliff ran it in USC and how he runs it it's different. It's slightly different. It's what Caleb can do. It's slightly different.
It's what you can process.
Yes, what you can process. I think exactly.
And he makes the process simple.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's not like he doesn't need a super fast quarterback. Like, and Caleb is mobile. Like Caleb's mobile. Runs. Yeah, Caleb runs. It's a decent fit. Like, don't get it twisted.
Like, Caleb is mobile enough where you can roll him out and where JD will take off and wouldn't take a chance. Yeah. Caleb has an arrogant arm.
That's what it is. That's the very difference. That's the difference. Arm. That's the difference.
He will let that thing go, and he will squeeze it into places that
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't go.
Yeah. Nah, I don't. I'm just saying, like, yeah, people think he's overrated. I'm just saying, like, 19 touchdowns, 6 picks. If I'm an offensive coordinator, and I think I'm good. Yeah. If I'm an offensive coordinator and I think I'm good, I think I can make that work. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. So
you gonna tell him about the pregame, man?
What'd you say, bro?
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell him about the pregame.
Oh yeah, everybody about to roll. Like, people like, are we getting like Caleb back? See, already. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I knew it was get to a Caleb bashing thing. That's why I was trying to stay away from this topic. I feel like
the Bears have failed Caleb this year.
That's what I feel like. I feel like I knew it would get to a Caleb bashing thing. That's why I try to stay away from when you talk about somebody else.
The way you root for Trey Lance is the way I root for Caleb Williams. So
say what?
The way you root for Trey Lance, I root for Caleb.
Yeah, like I feel like when people when you talk about one dude, I just like folks.
And for me, Cliff may help Caleb, but he's got to coach the whole team, so he can't devote the kind of time.
Well, that's what. That's the thing. See, that's the thing. I agree with you, but that's the thing. All right. So, what do you think? All right, you think Dan Quinn coaches the whole time?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He coaches. He makes the big decisions.
Yeah,
and he helps out on the defense.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I think that's an unfair one. That's an unfair. That's a
no.
This is a better one. This is a better one. My guy in LA. My guy in LA, because they're all. I'm gonna do offensive minded coaches. I think it's better that way. He doesn't. You know what I mean? Like McVay doesn't.
No head coach coaches the whole team.
I agree. Yeah.
They set the tone based off their persona.
That I agree with.
And who they are, right?
Because Kingsbury's
tone setting hasn't been good at Texas Tech or Arizona.
That is fair. That is fair. But it was good enough to get it. It was good enough to get him to the NFL, right? And in his first stop in the NFL, he failed. He also had a quarterback that wasn't probably as ready as he needed to be, right? So now he's seen it. He's seen it from his experience. Now he's also seen how Dan Quinn does it. He's going to bring some of this to where he's at. He's learned. He has to have learned. He learned better. He learned to be a better offensive coordinator from what we see this year.
Yeah, you're gonna be educated.
He's also going to bring some of that head coaching experience. And now he might look at the bringing of the composition of his head coach of his staff a little differently, right?
Yeah.
Look at O'Connell in Minnesota. You know he calls the plays because he's from the Sean McVay type of deal, right? Plays. But he went and got Brian Flores, who was a former head coach, and put him at D coordinator. He doesn't have to worry about that stuff. Yeah. He doesn't have to worry about motivating them.
So
all he does is call the plays.
That's a good point. And the most important thing, and honestly, to real talk, the most important, and this is why we love Dan Quinn so much. The most important thing when you're a head coach is your staff. It's who you hire as your staff. Like, and who you have, like, to what Mo's talking about, where with KOC, Kevin O'Connell, getting Flores. Like, all right, I'm going to solidify my staff to make sure my team is now there for the long run. Washington, we saw here in Washington. That's why we fell in love with like what Dan Quinn was doing. We're like, damn, our staff is some rock stars. We got Ken Norton Jr. We got Anthony Lynn, Brian Johnson. Like you were like, Cliff Kingsbury. Like we all came to this whole thought process like, oh man, like this is a staff. This is like a legit staff. So I think to most point that he's going to learn wherever he goes, right? Or if he decides to go wherever he goes, he's going to learn from that. He's going to be like, okay, this works. I need to have a real staff. I need to have a total staff of great NFL minds. To create competition for my players. Secondly, to build the room of knowledge for me.
Checks and balances.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I think he's learned. If he didn't learn, if anything. If he comes out of Washington, it doesn't. If he learned anything, it's that, like for him to be successful. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Like
and that's what he wants to do. He wants to call the plays. Like that's his thing.
Yeah.
Like the rest of that stuff may not be as intriguing to him as that, and that's probably what made Arizona such a.
This is my last point on Cliff. He may be a North Turner.
That's fair.
Maybe, but it's so early. Like it's so early in what his coaching tenure was. Like, I mean, his first year, he's like, Kyler was rookie of the year, right?
Yeah.
All right. Second year, he went to the postseason, right? If I remember something correctly, they were like 11-5. They had a horrible second half of the season. It's a second or third year he got to the postseason. Then Kyler gets hurt, like this last year. Kyler gets hurt. I mean, he had the third year. I think he struggled. Then this last year, Kyler gets hurt and he gets fired. He's still relatively young in coaching. He's still relatively, so we don't know what he can be. And Mo, you can look it up. If you're looking it up, look it up. Like he's still relatively young in coaching, so we don't even know if he's a thorough bad coach. Look at my man, and I love my man in Atlanta, but he had
Raheem Morris.
Yeah, he had a bad year. It happens. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I like to read. Yeah, I like to read. I think
you're right. You're right.
I'm right.
They lost in the play. They made the playoffs.
Playoffs the second year, right? It's the second year. Yeah. So it's not like he's not a total failure as a coach. Like he took a team to the postseason. He's not a total failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you want to improve on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to improve.
I didn't even know he had 4 years.
Yeah, he had 4 years. The third year he struggled. The third year, I think they struggled. His last year, Kyler got hurt because
and that's the year that it went downhill.
It went downhill, and I think Kyler, what's his name? McCoy was the quarterback for most of that year. If my memory serves me correctly. So I'm just saying, like he's not a like. There's worse like this. There are worse.
He went 5-10-1 his first year.
First year, 11-5, right?
That's his first year. Then he went 8-8.
8-8, that's what it was.
Then we went to 17 games. He went to 11-6.
That's what it was. His third year was his playoff year.
11-6, and then
so it was 8-8, 11-6. And his last year was bad.
Fell out when Kyler got hurt.
Yeah, there you go. So he's not. Yeah, thank you, Mo. So basically, he's not a failure as a head coach. He's not like a thorough failure. Like he's not Ron Rivera. Put it that way. like he's had some years. And he's had some years. That's all I'm saying. Like, but some guys just don't make good or great coaches. But he's not even a bad coach. That's the part. He's not even a bad coach.
But Steve, we gotta give him the opportunity.
He got the opportunity because y'all I think people are automatically saying he's gonna. That's my thing.
The man's not gonna be good just to keep him here.
Exactly. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like people are doing. That's what I feel like they doing. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like because he's the unknown because he's not giving you a body of work of being bad. There's a bad coach. There's bad. All right, old boy for the Patriots who always got jobs.
McDaniels.
That's a bad coach. McDaniels. That's a bad head coach. Like that's the definition of a bad head coach.
Yep, Denver. Then he had the Denver job. Blew that. Then he went to. I think he told Indy he was going to take the job. Then
that's the definition.
Then he went to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, so that's the So all I'm saying is like that's the definition. You can't say that. I don't think you can knowingly say that Cliff is a bad coach. And then also like real talk that relationship with Kyler Murray was contentious anyway because Kyler Murray, like I said, doesn't love football. You know what I'm saying?
Not at that time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Paul said I think he needs to set the discipline and standards I agree. I think, but I feel like he can learn that here. He learned that here, and he can take it over.
Yeah, he learned that. He learned that. He knew he needs. Sometimes you need as a former head coach, you need to sit underneath a good seasoned head coach or be on a great staff.
Yeah.
To learn what works for you.
Rory, as an assistant.
Hey, listen,
as a head coach.
If we do that, there's no Bill
bro.
Belichick.
Then we got a bunch of coaches out here. We can really start.
There's no Bill Belichick. He started out in Cleveland. If you take Cleveland,
bro, good point. Yeah, he was trash in Cleveland. He was trash in Cleveland. Yeah.
If you do that, look at Pete Carroll when he was at the Jets.
Yeah,
facts.
Sometimes it's marriage, right?
Yeah,
it's how you pick your partner.
Agreed. Most of these dudes from Bill Belichick Street, they don't. Yeah, true.
That's a fact.
Mike Vrabel may be like the best one.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah.
Well,
give him all power.
Romeo was good. No, Romeo was good. No, Romeo has some good years in Cleveland. He had some good years.
Romeo had one really good season.
Yeah,
same with,
I know because my boy played from that. My boy played from that year. They were all right. That team, Braylon Edwards, they had a nice squad too.
I mean, I guess you got to say Bill O'Brien too, then, because he got a couple of playoff years.
Yeah,
but that's the list.
Paul got the best point of the night. Best point of the night by Paul. But here it is.
Yeah.
Bottom line, if he leaves, good luck. But we still got 5.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Drop, man. Mic drop.
That's what we're Paul. That's where I'm at, bro.
Thank you, Paul. That's basically, man. Mic drop.
Yeah, we're gonna end it there because that's basically my point for real.
Perfect.
Like,
you already told us you got extreme confidence in your team, man.
Yeah. All right. I told folks. All right. I believe in 5. That's what it is. Anyway, man. So like my man Mo talked about. Make sure, man. We got the pregame. The game's at 1:00.
Yes, 1:00 game.
What's up, man? Good. We got a 1:00. So we got a pregame 12:00. Commanders Cowboys game. We'll be on YouTube, so y'all know what time it is. We'll be on the Urban Sports Team X handle as well. We'll be on Instagram, our IG Instagram account. So yeah, we out there. So make sure y'all pull up. If y'all new to this channel, pull up at noon on Sunday. We're gonna shoot the bridge. We're gonna have Candy Waller from Bowie TV. She's gonna be on. She's gonna be live from Dallas. So she's gonna give us the heads up of what's going on, the vibe, maybe to see what the plan is or who's gonna play. Who's gonna play? If they're gonna play the whole game, Jayden play like a half or the whole game. So we'll see. So all this debate we have now, we'll get clarification. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be good. So we'll get all of that information. But also with all that, make sure again, I'm gonna reiterate it. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. If you're on YouTube now, hit the like button. Also, when you're done, go back. Hit us a comment that's really well for the Commanders algorithm. So just comment and flood it out. What you want to say, Glenn? Okay, let's just say something. Yeah, so flood it out, man. Keep us high on the algorithm because y'all doing such a great job. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm proud of y'all. Like y'all make me so proud that y'all have our back. So I appreciate y'all for doing that because I see it out there on YouTube as well. But anyway, man. Before I end the show, man, I'm gonna let my man Mo get a closing shot. You want to close the shot, Mo? You don't? You're my guy. I try to do for West Africa.
You want me to close the show out?
All right. Oh, you know what? I'll probably you can close it out then, Mo. Go ahead, close
the show out, man. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify,
I know I said you said
Radio, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. That's with 3 R's. Also tweet us at ABG_everything with 3 R's. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. Make sure you guys subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Everything YouTube channel and like this video. All right, you guys have been listening to All Burgundy and Gold Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 Hopewell, Virginia. As Wole would say, you dig.
I love it.
Peace out.